No, we're not on yet. Yes, we are on.
Yes, we are.
Hi, everybody. And welcome to the Healing Solution Center and to two crazy chicks chatting plus one. She's back with us this week, Beth. And we missed her last week.
Definitely.
Yeah, but she was with us, just not in person. And so we decided to go on live a little early so that we could give everybody a chance to kind of get here and say hello to us. So if you're here, please say, Jamie's here. Hi, Jamie. Just say hello to us. And if you have anything that you want to talk about tonight, it doesn't matter. It could be heavy duty. It could be fun. Anything that you want to talk about at all, please share that. Hi, Deborah. Glad that you're joining us tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really love having everybody here with us, and it makes us happy. So if I'm looking down at all, it's because I am looking at my phone to see your comments and to see what's going on. So I know there's 6 of you, but I don't know who's 6. So if you're there, say hello in the comments so that I can know that you're here. Oh, hi, Andrea. Thank you for coming. And so if you didn't notice something different about me tonight, I will tell you. I'm wearing glasses tonight. Usually I have contacts in, and so you see this view of me, and I'm actually looking at it, and I see like this glare, so you can't even really see my eyes. Heart you back. And that's for Andrea. So, the reason why I'm wearing my glasses is because, and I don't always wear them because they're uncomfortable. I like to wear my contacts. So I switch back and forth throughout the day, but I'm wearing them because I was diagnosed with narrow angle glaucoma a few weeks ago, and I had surgery on my right eye. It's your left screen. My right eye on Monday, and what they have to do is they have to make a little hole in your cornea. I think it's in the cornea, to release the fluid so that the fluid can flow and pressure doesn't build up, because if you have an attack, and you can have an attack just by going from in a movie theater out into the light, that can cause you to have an attack. You go to the emergency room. By the time they have the doctor come that does the surgery, you're blind in that eye already. So it was really very frustrating for me, this whole ordeal. Not because I have it, because, listen, thank God I'm 61. I'm old enough to start getting some aches and pains and some things happening. I'm grateful. I really was not, who wants it? I'm not going to say I wasn't upset, but it really didn't bother me. I didn't think too much about it. But what did bother me was this. So I go to the eye doctor who specializes in glaucoma to, say, yes, this is what you have. And then he tells me that, yes, I have it. And the next day I'm going on vacation, and we're going to schedule you for surgery. When I get back, we have to do one eye, wait 2 weeks for the other eye. And then we'll do it in 2 weeks. And then the day after I do the second surgery, I'm retiring. Well, that didn't feel so good to me. I don't know, how would it feel to you guys? Probably not so good, right? Because you want to follow up with the same doctor that is doing the surgery. You want continued care, so they get to know you. They get to know your eyes. They can see if something is different along the way, because obviously there's, a problem. So I start calling around to see if I can find a doctor that's, going to be... I could not find a doctor to take care of this until the very first one was May. So here I have this, there's all different kinds of glaucoma, the severe form. And, when I'm calling around, they're telling me this, and one person called me back, one doctor's office called me back and said, listen, we can't take you till June, but you need to find a doctor and have this taken care of right away, because if you have an attack, you're going to go blind, and it's something that needs to be done right away. So I called the office that I went to, and I said, is there another doctor there? Because she suggested, she's the only one that would guide me to any suggestion she said that this practice has a lot of doctors that specialize in glaucoma. So I go there. I called them up, and they switched the doctor for me, and I was able to have it 2 days earlier than I was regularly scheduled for it. And then I find out that it's hereditary. Well, I knew glaucoma is hereditary, but this specific kind is hereditary. So you're born with this, right? You're born with this narrow angle. But as you get older, if you get cataracts, the cataracts push the angle. So your angle is supposed to be like this. My angle is like this, very narrow. So what's happening is the cataract is pushing on it, and it, can push it shut. So then they're going to have to, to avoid future pushing, I guess, I don't know the medical terms, future pushing on the, right.
Is that like future tripping?
Actually, it is. So in order to avoid that, I have to, then after I have these two surgeries, have cataract surgeries. So 4 separate surgeries on my eyes. So that is not my issue. My issue is that I couldn't get doctors to look at it. And this is, like blind. We're talking about not being able to see anymore if I have an attack. And the doctor that I first went to, who was retiring, who has a very good reputation, did not tell me anything. Nothing. Didn't tell me not to go into a movie theater because if I come out, I could have an attack from the change in the light. Nothing. So it was really scary. Not that I have an illness, but that I can't get good medical help from the doctors. That is very scary to me. I have had, so this makes my 30th. This one is 30th surgery from my foot all the way now to my eye, my jaw, my back, my gallbladder, my stomach, my everything, right? And I've never had this problem before, ever. And I mean, since I'm 3 years old, that's my first surgery. So what is that? It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. That it doesn't make me feel safe, right? It makes me feel alone. It makes me feel abandoned. All these childhood issues come up because, doctors are supposed to be, the supermen, the superwoman, the ones that can cure you and save you. And I do want to also say that although I did feel all those things, I also felt very loved and very supported and very cared for and engulfed in a blanket of safety because of my friends, because of, hi Georgianne, because of the people really on Facebook, the people on the Nextdoor app. Listen, let me tell you, I just put up, I'm having eye surgery. Please, send prayers to me and the doctor, right? And it was overwhelming, the amount of people who were sending love and sending prayers and sending energy. Not only that, I have been really blessed to have some really wonderful women in my life who said, hey, do you need me to take you? Do you need anything? Checking up on me, being there for me. And I haven't had that, in a very long time because I moved, quite in the last few years, quite a bit. And so, that felt so good. So I guess I'm saying this because I started out with, very frustrated with the doctors and everything. And now I'm like so blessed, right? I'm so blessed and I'm so lucky and I'm so filled with gratitude. And I'm so full from knowing that I have a team of women. Hey, Annie, a team of women on my side, in person, the women, and on Facebook and Extra men too, that just are loving me and sending me energy and showing up for me. And, I can call people if I need, in-person stuff. That is, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I can't count on the doctors, but I can count on you and your love and your energy and your prayers count for so much, and are so healing. And so, in every storm, there's a rainbow, and this is my rainbow. This is my rainbow. So, thank you guys. Anyway, yeah, I have a great life. Let me tell you what, I have such a great life. I'm happy every day. I'm frustrated. I'm angry, but for the most part, I'm really, really happy. I am getting my hands in the dirt a little bit. Not too much. Other people are doing a lot of it for me, but I'm pulling weeds, and I'm going out there like 2 hours every morning into the garden, getting it ready for, cleaning it up from the winter. And man, I'm just so happy. I can't even believe it, because this is just, I'm kind of a city girl and never did any gardening or anything before. So it's kind of shocking when you discover a new passion like this, that I'm so passionate about it. Like, so I think we talked about this. Did we talk about this last week? I think. But I swear, I just like, I get so full and so happy. So, and you guys also showing up and being here make me happy. So, I'm so glad that you guys keep coming back every week. And I also want to say, if you know people who would love to, join us chatting, or if we can help in any way, please share this time and this night with them, so that we can welcome them into our tribe, because that's really what we're building here, a tribe, a community of loving souls, men, women, who just really want to talk about real stuff, want to allow themselves to have real feelings in front of real people, and chat and talk and discuss and investigate. So, yeah. All right, ladies, you guys are up. I think I said enough.
I was thinking about when you were talking about how, you were in this spot where you were just so frustrated. And then you turned it around and you talked about like that amazing outpouring of love that you felt. And then you're like, and I'm so full of gratitude. And, I found for myself many, many times that I can always, in any type of like situation where I'm frustrated or I'm angry or, I'm just not feeling right, there's always some kind of thing in that lesson to be grateful for.
Agreed.
And I think, like, for me, it was my son's cats. Do you remember this?
I do remember
You remember the cats?
Yeah.
And I love my son, and I love my grandkitties. But the grandkitties had to come and stay with me, and I wasn't very excited about it, because I was going to end up taking care of these 4 cats. Now, 2 of the cats I've known for a long time, but I have a dog, so they were not allowed to intermingle. Anyways, so I was really upset about this cats being in my house, and my son and I had not been on the best of terms, about a year prior to this. And my son asked me to watch the cats. So that meant he trusted me. Mm-hmm. And that was the silver lining in it, that like the relationship had been repaired. So I think, anytime you have something, a struggle or something, there's always some lesson to be learned, or some kind of thing to be grateful about,
I think it's a really good point that you're making, is that we have a choice, right? We have a choice. Do we want to be happy? Do we want to be grateful? Do we want to focus on the bad? Do we, how long do we want to stay there for? Because, we also have that choice. I am, upset. I want to feel my feelings. Okay. And now I'm going to give myself this amount of time to feel it. Oh, Jamie said, today was a really hard day for me. I cried a lot today. I'm very grateful for myself for getting through today. Even though I cried and was upset all day, I got through it. And that's so amazing, Jamie. I mean, you should be very, very proud of yourself and grateful that you are walking through this with the eye on feeling better, right? It sucks, and I'm sorry that you're going through that. And you can always call me. Hey, Tracy.
I know this was a hard day for you, Jamie. And I think that sometimes in our grief and our pain and in the healing process, all we can really say is I see you. And I acknowledge your grief. I acknowledge your loss, your pain, your journey. Because as much as we want to help someone along their journey, sometimes there's not a lot that we could do. And that's how I feel sometimes with the field that I work in, also, Jamie, with you and with other people who are going through things. That's your path to walk. And that's a hard thing to accept when there is grief and loss and struggle and heartache. And if, I guess, at some point in just about everyone's life, you face that in some way, shape, or form, to one severity or another, you face grief, you face loss, you face heartache.
Yes.
And I think the best that we can hope for, at least the best that I can hope for, is that somebody says, I see you. Yeah. I acknowledge your pain. I acknowledge your grief. I know this must be hard for you. And so I'm going to just say again, I see you and I love you. Mm. And I'll also say you've got this. Even though I know at some point it doesn't feel like we've got this, you've got this and you're not alone. And that's for anyone out there. It's for you especially, Jamie. But for anyone out there who is in that place where they can't see the light, or it's fleeting moments of seeing the light in that darkness of healing. Sometimes healing is a dark place.
Absolutely.
Man.
It's not always unicorns and rainbows out there, and I think I just put a post on the Healing Solutions Center page. I'm looking for new music for a healing playlist, right?
Right.
It's not always healing music and butterflies and self-care. Sometimes it's laying in bed and crying until my eyes burn and I can't breathe out of my nose.
I always give this example to when I'm doing life coaching. When somebody comes to me, they feel like their life is falling apart, and one of the things that I say is like, there sometimes, and it doesn't feel this way, but sometimes the best thing that happens to us is when we're hurting, that we totally fall apart, and it's like a volcano, right? It builds, it's a mess, it gets hot, it gets icky and gooky, and it explodes, and it destroys everything in its path, right? And then, as everything cools down, this beauty happens, new life comes on the side of the volcano, beautiful flowers and greenery, and people come back, and all of these things, and it's better than it was before. It's just that we can't abandon it before the bloom happens.
And I think it's important to say that it will never be the same again. Yes. So a lot of times people can look for, I want it to be the way it used to be. Guess what? It's not going to happen. When we go through that kind of situation that is grief, loss, challenging, some, trauma, even after we heal, there is, generally speaking, evidence somewhere that the trauma occurred.
Yes.
So we can spend a lot of time getting wrapped up in trying to make things look the way they used to look, feel the way they used to feel, be the person we used to be.
Or go away.
And I can tell you that even as the healing occurs, and sometimes many years after, the flowers have grown and the people have come back and
Yes.
now there are fruit trees and butterflies and all that stuff, there is still the volcanic ash.
Yes,
It's still there,
still,
you know?
yes, always
There's
remnants.
still this remnant of something that was before. And sometimes it can feel very ghostly. It can feel like surreal, right? In this healing process. Because we try to match up what we want our life to be like today with what it was like before the trauma, before the grief. This grief, trauma, whatever it is, transforms you, transforms us. We will never be the same again. And sometimes that's grief and loss in and of itself. Oh, I wish I could be innocent like I used to be. I wish I didn't know that this kind of violence existed. I wish that things were different. I wish that we lived in a different, being a human being is traumatic, right? Look at what's going on in the world today. I don't advocate watching the news. However, I am a very informed U.S. citizen. We'll just put it that way. And it's scary. It's scary out there. I will never be who I was before I was an addict. Right? I will never be who I was before I lost children. I will never be who I was before this, before that. And that is sometimes sad in and of itself. But I swear, I don't know if I would change it because I am who I am today
Yes.
Yep.
because of those experiences I went through. I don't know if I would change it, to tell you the truth. Sometimes I think I would. Oh, yeah, that was traumatic and horrible, and I would change that. But then again, I wouldn't be the person I am today. And here's the thing about me. I am so amazing.
Yes, you are.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
guys at home are so amazing.
Yes.
We are, my heart just swells up with this juicy, gushy love for the amazing human beings that we are.
Well, and it's so true. And people always go, I wanna be what I was, or I want to get back to myself. And I'm thinking, man, I don't want to get back. I want to be different. I want to do what you're talking about, being being my highest self, being my soul self, being more authentic, more loving, more compassionate, kinder. All of those things that I admire in others, I want to become. And every single step that I take, even the hard ones, especially the hard ones, are the ones that make me so special and love myself more. And Georgianne says, I love me some Anna.
Me too.
Yeah.
So I gotta say that this is so funny, Georgianne. I think it was carrot, zucchini, apple bread with some kind of frosting on it that she made the morning that she sent it with Steve to work for me.
Aw.
So there were 3 pieces, and I'm like, this is nice. I'll have a piece. I'll bring a piece home to my son, and then maybe, I'll give somebody else a piece. Guess what? Didn't happen. Was delicious. It was so good.
I bet. She's a great cook.
It was so delicious. And so I sent as a thank you, I clipped a piece of I have a big pencil cactus at home. If you guys don't know what a pencil cactus is, just Google it. It's amazing. It grows so weird. I sent a piece home to Georgianne from a bush that I had, and I'm thinking, this is nothing in comparison to that cake that she sent. It was amazing. But yeah, I love you. I love you, Georgianne, and I love that you cook so well.
Yes.
So I just want to go back up to I keep losing it. Is it?
Here.
I'm trying to.
Here.
The
Hold
comments
on.
sometimes come
Hold
in
on. And
kind
then-
of
yeah.
fast.
Yeah. Hold
A
on.
little bit.
Hold
Okay.
on. This
Your
one or
boss's
the
last
next one?
day. So
okay,
yeah.
this one. There we go.
Can you go up a little bit more?
Sure.
Like so I can see that.
Sure can. Oh shit. Shoot.
So what?
Sorry.
That's okay.
Eek.
Oh, it's gone.
Oh boy. Okay.
Okay, here we
so
go.
here.
My boyfriend sent me a video. Why does it keep doing that?
Oh, because somebody must be
Sending.
sending something.
Or
so
saying
here.
they're here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So,
there it is.
Yes. It says, my boyfriend sent me a video that I watch every time I feel sad now. I found out that when a woman loses a baby or something happens to the baby inside the womb, the baby's DNA stays inside the woman forever.
Wow.
So I'll always carry Liliana Rose with me forever. She is literally a part of my every single day, not just spiritually. Absolutely.
I think
so
that's
beautiful.
beautiful.
So
Yeah.
beautiful, right?
I think that's beautiful, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad, and Liliana was actually formed, Jamie, inside your mother's womb, and so she's a part of your mother, and I just think it's beautiful, and I love you, and I'm so glad that you're in my life. You gave me the opportunity to be a grandmother, and I appreciate that so much. I really do, and I love you for that. Thank you. So joy. So even in the grief, there's joy. Even in the grief, there's some kind of good that has come out of it. And for me, this grief, and Jamie is talking about my granddaughter. Really, this kind of grief. I'm just so grateful that I have you, and that will never change. So I'm glad, and I could go on, but I won't. But I'm just glad that you're here tonight and that you made it through this day. And Jamie and everyone else that's listening, it's okay to not be who you were before.
Yes.
It's okay. It is. And it can be scary, but I'm here to tell you that it will be okay. And the reason that will be okay is because you're here, because you're connecting with other people. If you try to do this thing alone, it's miserable. It's absolutely miserable. Healing on your own is, number one, unnecessary. Right? It's completely unnecessary. Number two, I believe that it's more challenging to heal on your own. This world is full of therapists. It's full of people like Beth, me, and Susan, and all of you people at home. Obviously, you want to connect because you're here on a Wednesday night. You want that connection. We all do. That's why we're here.
Hey, AJ.
So just remember that as you're going about that community aspect of health
Hey,
and
Chris.
healthy living,
Sorry.
is probably 90%. If I were to put a percentage, I'm no scientist. I haven't done any formal studies. But I think that healing really is about 90% connection with other people. And having
Absolutely.
community.
And it gives us the opportunity to connect, right? So that is something that it brings us to love, right? It brings us to each other. It's great to celebrate the good things with people, but sometimes the tragedies and the traumas really bring us to the place where we really need to be. And AJ joined us and she said, I need to heal. So maybe you want to share what you need to heal from in the comments, AJ, and maybe we can talk about that for a little bit because we are here for everybody. But I just want to say, like, I have been so impressed with you, Jamie. When I know you know Anna, but you didn't know us, and this is Facebook, and and then we post to YouTube, and it's on Instagram, and all this, and there's a lot of people that see this, hundreds of people each week see this, and you have been unabashedly real and unique and yourself and vulnerable, and it is a beautiful, beautiful thing, and it's an honor. It's just an honor, and I want you to know, and I thank you for sharing yourself and your pain, and joy, and all of you with us. It's much appreciated. So AJ said, my son's an addict and he's living there. Oh gosh, that is difficult. And about having some issues with your kids, right?
Absolutely. I do. That such a few 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 or 7 words, AJ, that you typed in there, and they're so powerful.
Yes.
Living with someone who needs to change to be well and either won't or doesn't see it for themselves, it can be one of the most challenging things. And when you say living here, I'm assuming meaning living with you. Although it doesn't really matter whether the person's in the home or just living in the same area or even outside of the area. It doesn't, living close by has its own challenges.
Yeah.
I would say this, and I don't know, I've never met you. I don't know who you are. In all forms of healing, my opinion only, okay, is to connect with other people. Mm-hmm. You're going to hear, I think I say that almost every single week.
Yep.
Connect with other people on your couch. Yes. Understood. Mm-hmm. Thank you for elaborating. When you have, and I know personally that we have some other people in this community now that has experienced that.
Yes.
So you're not alone, first of all, knowing that you're not alone. And even in the most horrendous victimization, generally speaking, you're not alone. Someone's gone through it before, is going through it now, and or will go through it, which is heartbreaking.
Well, and I want to say, so I'm in recovery, and so I was the addict that was not living with my mother, did on and off, but I made her totally responsible for me. I was not very good to her. I stole her pain medication when she had open heart surgery. I went there to take care of her, but I ended up, stealing from her, and, it was not good. She caught me. She just had open heart surgery, and these are the things that we do, and, she said, I resent him. My grandbabies are in state custody, and he doesn't care. And that's just horrible, and I'm so sorry to hear that. So the reason why I'm saying that I'm that person that your son, was that person that your son is because, in active addiction, we don't care. It's not that we don't care, because we do, and we hate ourselves for taking the actions that we're taking that make it feel like we don't care, and for hurting the people that we should be protecting, children or our parents or our loved ones, whatever it is. When we hate ourselves, it's one of the reasons why I used. But I will tell you that, and I was kind of talking about this a little bit today to some other people that were here, and it wasn't about addiction, but for me it was. So my parents handicapped me by taking care of me. My parents handicapped me by not kicking me out of the house and putting a roof over my head and not letting me go live under the bridge, because I didn't get clean until I was 47, because I always had somebody taking care of my butt, right? And this is one of the hardest things that I tell parents when I'm coaching them, and they come to me with children that are in active addiction, that are living with them, or taking their money. I mean, taking their retirement money. They won't have money to live when they, after a certain point, because they're giving their kids their money. I tell them, you gotta just set them free and let them fall where they are, and when they're ready for help, that's when you help them. But if you're trying to help them, hey Carrie, if you're trying to help them before they're ready for help, it doesn't work. Let me tell you how many relationships I chose to let go, and because I chose drugs and using, which is not about the drugs. What it was about was escaping myself. It was about escaping my trauma. It was about being on the pity potty. It was about, the poor me stuff. It was all about that stuff. It was never about the drugs. It was about the feelings. And as long as somebody gave me the ability to escape my feelings, I did. I did. And I died many times, and I was put in mental institutions many times. And that didn't stop me, because guess what? I wanted to annihilate myself. I thought I wanted to die the whole time. So the thing that I can say about, having a loved one that is an addict, that if you want to do the best thing for that person, you have to do the hardest thing for yourself. Right? Being a good parent isn't doing what feels good to you. It's about a lot of times doing what does not feel good to you. And I always say to my son, I am your mother. I am not your friend. I am your mother. And you don't have to like me. And I'm okay with you hating me. I don't like it. I don't want you to hate me. I want you to love me. I want to have a good relationship with you. But let me tell you what. I will never do what makes me feel best over what is right for you. And that is hard when you're a mother. It is very hard.
It's counterintuitive, actually.
Yes.
It doesn't
Yes.
make any sense.
Yes.
And maybe a father as well, but definitely as a mother, doing those things and making our children uncomfortable to that level
Yes.
is really, really challenging. And Jamie's giving you some feedback. I don't know if you can read it in the comments.
Can you read it?
But tough love is a serious thing and could end up saving your son or someone in general in active addiction. It's hard to do that, but at the end of it all, it'll save them and bring them to wherever they need to be. She tells you to stay strong, AJ. And have tough love for those grandbabies. You're not there for your son, right? And that's okay. But those babies need someone to have tough love for their dad because he won't for himself.
And
that's
so true.
Super powerful.
Yeah, it is very.
And AJ, if you need support, please reach out to Susan, Beth, or myself, because we're pretty well tapped into the community.
Yeah. So I just want. AJ says, I know you're right, but I'm so afraid of my phone ringing in the middle of the night that he's dead. Well, guess what? You could wake up and he could be on your couch, and you having him there will not save his life. No. Because if he's going to use, he's risking his life every single time he puts something in his system. And you know what? The real truth is, and this is listen, that's what we talk about that we're going to do here. Truth, right? The real stuff. The truth is that there are record numbers of people in addiction dying. I know, I've known you forever too, and I love you. Record numbers of people dying because they are putting bad stuff in everything. Absolutely. In marijuana, if you buy it off the street, you could die because of what they're putting in it. So the chances are, unfortunately, that there's a high risk that people that we love will die if they're in active addiction. The thing is that if you take away the ease of it, a lot of times they will stop on their own. They will hit a bottom quicker. So their chances of dying from active addiction becomes less because, they hit a bottom.
And I see Georgianne has a comment. And before we read that, I just want to say this, that, and this is not just for addicts and addiction, but for other behaviors that are not conducive to, your best and highest good. As a family member, we like to think that it's our job to save that person. We're told that it's our job. Socially, we're told, well, as a parent, how did you mess that up as that mom or dad or aunt or uncle or grandparent?
Right.
And I'm going to tell you that it's not your job. It's not your job to save them. And a lot of times you can't. Letting them go to find the people that can save them, in my opinion, is the job. And that's the hardest job because it requires, like Georgianne is talking about, letting go, letting your son, your loved one, go out to find the people that can save him.
And the other thing is, the other thing that you can do, and that is the right thing to do, is to be the example of what health is.
Yes.
And that means taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
And living a good life and showing the person that you love the most that there is real happiness and joy. And if you can have it, they can have it. But you have to show them. You can tell them and tell them and tell them, but it's really about what are you showing them? People learn by example, not by words, right? So do you want to read that?
Yeah, Georgianne says, for those of you who haven't read it, I had to let go and let God take over for my loved one who's an addict. Nothing I could do or say to my addict helped. But I love her and always will, but I have to live for myself, my other children, and my husband. It was tearing me apart knowing I couldn't help her. Oh, it does. So I had to learn to live for me. I just pray for her.
Yeah.
One of the things that families of addicts sometimes do, and I'm not saying, oh, then you know this, AJ,
she's
you're clean 7 years. Then you know this, is modeling that behavior of what it's like to be healthy. And that's what Susan's talking about. And a part of the way that we do that is by going to support groups, taking care of ourselves, making sure that we are taking care of. When was the last time, and you don't have to answer this, but when is the last time you went to the doctor for a checkup?
Right.
When is the last time you went for a walk in the park? When is the last time that you did something for yourself? And I know that's hard to do, knowing that you have this loved one, who is hurting themselves. It's hard to put that focus on you and heal yourself. But that is what really supports the situation.
So Deborah said, accepting the unacceptable, I call it, instead of spinning circles around what we can't personally change, take the pressure off, live your own high vibe, and yes, as best you can.
Yeah.
And AJ said, oh my God, so powerful, and years since she's for the doctor. Years. So be the example. Go take care of yourself, babe. Go to a meditation. Come here. Come to Crystal Ball meditation. Take care of yourself. Do a bath with some candles. Take care of you, and everything else falls into place. Because even if they don't change, you change, and you get into more acceptance and more self-love and more self-care, and your world starts shifting. It starts shifting, and you start seeing it differently, right?
Absolutely.
It's hard. This is like, and I always say this to people, it seems like I'm saying this and it's so easy to do, and it's not.
Well, one of the things that I want to point out, and I think I've talked about it on here before, is it's important to, and I'll give you guys, I don't know if I've done this before, but I'll give you guys an activity that you can do at home the next time you find yourself up against it, okay? The next time that you are in a conundrum, that you're feeling whatever it is that you're feeling, you're pressed with an issue. And I don't know if I've said this before on another live, but I love it. It's one of my favorite exercises, so I'll say it now and maybe even again in the future.
Check it.
Well, that, but also I feel sentences. Okay, they are super powerful. Sit down with a pen and a piece of paper. I feel blank because blank. I feel, and just keep writing it out. Same situation. I feel angry at my son. I'm going to use you as an example, AJ, okay? I feel angry at my son because he doesn't care about his grandkids. I feel sad because I see him deteriorating away. I feel tired because I can't handle this BS anymore. And just keep on going, writing all of those down, because at some point it's going to give you it's going to provide you a little bit of relief.
Yes. Yeah. And you can also then take that and you can burn that. You can burn
or
all
you can
of that.
Share it with someone. You can share it and then burn it for just for extra measure.
You can, let's even get a step. You can come here and share it with me, and we will go out to the fire pit and burn it together. You don't have to do this alone. Nobody has to do this alone. We can be there to love and support each other. If you can't get to me, we could do it on Zoom together. Or I'll set up a Zoom with you. There's always a solution, right? Always to connection.
And I think that sometimes the solution comes in the little bits of pressure that we take off of ourselves. For me, anyway, I it's generally not. I can tell you what it's not. Is like I wake up the next day and everything's a bed of roses. Generally, that's not how it works for me. I just need to come up with in the moment a little exercise, activity, connection that I can do to give me enough space to get through my moment, hour, minute, day.
Yes.
So if
Awesome,
we can
Jamie.
come up with those little activities that give us a moment to be able to take a deep breath, not to mention a deep breath, which I love breathing. Breathing
Yes.
exercises are the jam. But all those other things, and acknowledging that you can feel, and we do feel more than one thing at a time.
Yes.
You can all even say like, I feel secure knowing that he's at home on the couch. I feel insecure. I feel scared because I don't know how long he's going to stay there. Like we feel all of these things about the same situation. And there's something that gives us it's stress relief, acknowledging what I'm feeling. I can look at it on paper and say, oh, I'm not crazy. No wonder I'm tired all the time.
Yes.
No wonder I haven't gone to the doctor in years. I'm at home and I'm tired. Completely honesty, my anger for him scares me. As it should. As it should.
Right.
We, a mother is not just like, oh, like lullabies and
Yes.
sweet stuff. A mother is sometimes angry, jealous, full of rage, and that's okay. I'm glad that you're acknowledging that. And we get to do that about any of the spiritual paths that we're on, especially as women. I don't know if we have any men on here tonight. Guys, I don't know how you deal with stuff exactly, but I know that for me, I can allow myself to be angry as part of the healing process.
Well,
And sometimes it's a
Beth,
requirement.
She sees it every day for me. I let my anger, I let my frustration out, man, because if I don't, I'm going to explode. And I have done enough stuffing. I have done enough stuffing and, hiding and protecting people from my feelings and my truth. And I don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You know what? It's okay. Be angry, be hurt, be mad, be all those feelings that you just said, be all that. And you know what? Fucking tell them. Oh,
I know.
Oh,
You just said
I'm so
I have
sorry.
been monitoring my F-bombs
I have me
closely.
too.
And it just
That's
slid right
I
on
just
out.
slid right out.
I think that's the first time I did it for all the shows.
I know.
I've
We're
been
not
I'm really
really
proud of
good.
you, actually.
Thank you. You
So
shouldn't
good.
You should
feel
be proud
that
of me
way. I'm
because
guilty
I
about it. You know what? Why should you feel guilty about your own feelings? You should not feel guilty because you feel a certain way. We are allowed to feel. You're
allowed to
feel.
cuss, so you're allowed to feel,
And
okay?
the truth is, so listen, the thing is that the only reason why you feel guilty is because somebody taught you that you're not supposed to feel that way about your own kid.
That's right.
And that is
It's completely
BS, right?
number one, misinformation. I'll
Yes.
call my son right now and get him on here. Get Corey on here. Corey, where are you?
Jamie says my likes will go up because of the F-bombs. Watch.
That's funny. So AJ, that anger, and
Yes.
let's take this to a bigger
Yes.
context of what we're told we should do as women, particularly. This is the opposite of what we're trained, right? We're trained loving, compassion, kindness, and if we get angry, we're labeled as certain words, which I won't. Yeah. Or, I won't go into all the words.
That word.
Okay, Deborah says people are not their behavior. Precious souls are always precious souls. Bam. You love them, but can certainly despise the behavior, which is a chosen energy. Everything is valid with feelings. I love that, Deborah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bam, on the money. So
know.
good. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Deborah, please come have tea with me. Okay. Coffee, tea.
I
whatever
so
you want.
know that when I was, I'm in recovery too, and that when I would be out there and I would be using, my mom would be like, I'll always love you, but I do not have to like your behavior.
Yep.
And and I always thought, well, yes, you're supposed to love everything about me, but I was so caught up in myself that I couldn't see that, what it was in front of my face. So And I know, I struggle with things with my kids, and I don't always like my kids. I'll be quite honest with you. They stress me out sometimes. And, but it's okay,
Yes.
like it's okay to feel those feelings, and it's okay to express them to your friends. I know that, like, I was in this group, and I knew I couldn't say certain things because their perception of me would be totally different. But this is a safe space, and you can say those things here.
Yes.
Because if we're like not honest with ourselves about our own feelings, like, how are we going to be honest about our feelings with anybody else?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and listen, sometimes when I start feeling, even though I really want to feel, and I give myself permission to, I start feeling, and this automatic wall comes up, right? It's like I don't have any control over it. And I have to, like, talk myself into allowing myself to feel. Allowing it to be okay to be angry, to be mad, to be resentful, to be overwhelmed, to be, all of the things. I get very frustrated very quickly. And yeah, we're allowed. Ladies, we're allowed. And, let me tell you how many people that I work on who have blocked throat chakras because they don't speak their truth.
And I encourage you to give yourself permission. Give yourself permission.
So you want to read that?
I'm angry as hell about not being able to save my daughter, and I feel guilty, but sometimes that's what motivates us to give not only someone who needs it, but also ourselves that tough love. You got to give yourself tough love. I love that, Jamie. I absolutely love that. Give yourself tough love so you can give it to your son.
That's what Jamie said.
Mic drop.
So good.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm letting that sink in for me right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Wow. Give yourself tough.
Yes.
That landed for me.
And that is hard, man. I will tell you that.
In all my years of being with people, I don't think I've ever heard that.
No, I don't think I have either.
I don't think I've ever, and I've heard a lot of stuff over the years from a lot of people.
Yeah, that's really good. Really good,
Yeah.
good stuff.
I've heard about
Bam
self-love.
Is right. Bam is
Bam.
right.
Yeah, look at her.
Bam yourself, David. Bam.
Man.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say for a moment, I'm going to drop into something. If I were to give myself tough love, what would that look like? If I were to give myself tough love, I have butterflies in my stomach right now.
I'm going to tell you what comes up for me is food. And I am eating, I'm doing low carb, but I'm not losing weight, and I'm not, I'm not counting my carbs or anything. And you know what? Like, if I was being tough on myself, I would probably shift something, and I think I need to do that. So Jamie said, Anna, you're weighing yourself a few weeks back. That was tough love. And AJ said, what do I do? Just walk in the living room and be like, kick rocks, kid?
No, absolutely not. No. What I would suggest to you, and I don't know what you're currently doing. Violet says hi.
Oh, hi. Hi, Violet.
I hope Violet
Hi,
popped in after
the
explosion. My God.
Sorry. Eek. Sorry, Vi.
So that is really great. So number one, I think that we should do a live on tough love. I really think, or a group or something. I like that concept. Let's not forget that.
Okay.
Jamie will have you as the feature speaker because that was awesome.
That was so good.
Yes.
So AJ says, what do I do? Just walk in the room and be like, kick rocks, kid? I would not suggest that. What I would suggest is, number one, where are you at with you? Don't make any changes, first thing. And Georgianne says, yes, she came on after the, the explosion. Good.
Grateful for that.
So oftentimes when we're faced, sometimes we do have to do that. If you feel like your life is in danger
Yes.
or something, absolutely. You have to make that choice. whatever that is for your safety. Okay. But AJ, fortifying your own recovery, fortifying your own spirituality, fortifying your own physical health, I would stop trying to change him. He's not going to change. I would let him lay on that couch while I figure out what it is about me that I can change. I'm not saying indefinitely let him lay on the couch. What is it about me that I can change? Do I need to go to more meetings? Do I need a therapist? Do I need to go see a doctor? When was the last time I took myself out to do something to the museum or something enjoyable? Get free yourself. Get free. Because truthfully, and I'm going to say this, and it might be offensive, we are a mirror for the relationships that we have around us. Yes. So if something's not right, and I don't know you at all, so I'm speaking completely out of the side of my neck and just years of dealing with other people. If something's not right with this relationship that I have, what is it about me that I can heal that could influence them to change? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I wouldn't change anything right away unless you're in danger. That's a whole different ballgame. Georgianne says we need to remember our own worth.
Oh, he just said I'm hanging by a thread moment to moment, too.
And so how can you turn that thread into a rope?
Right.
Okay, we don't... Now, you could walk in and say, hey, kick rocks, but number one, are you going to really stick to that? I don't suggest we do anything at all that we're not willing to stick to. Yeah. There's no danger. So, AJ, I would suggest right now is that you get right with you. You build your recovery, your healing, your support. Go to the doctor. Start doing things for yourself out of the ordinary, and your son will notice it. I'm not saying that anything is going to change, but before we make any drastic decisions about anything, I think it's important for us to get strong with ourselves. If you need support doing that, there's a team of people. If you said you have some experience with recovery, there are support groups. Go to a support group. CODA is a great one. Adult Children of Alcoholics is a lovely one. And I would say you could do it online, but it's different if you go in person. If you can go in person, please do that.
And also, if you want to build some, really good support with women, we have a full moon women's circle here. It's free. Just come and
come to the drum circle. Beat on a drum. There's nothing. You're angry.
That also, it's a community thing that we do at the Healing Solutions Center. We want to have people have a place that is safe for them, where they feel love and to commune and express and relax and feel safe. Yeah. So that this is a place for anybody who needs to connect and to feel safe. Just come to one of those things.
Would you just do the kind of like let people know what's going on? So if they're in a place like AJ is?
Yes, let me I was just going to say my phone number is 954-696-4403 if you need to talk.
Type
anything.
Type it out in your messages.
Okay, I will type it out. And Jamie said, so maybe on top of writing, feel this or that, right? I need to recover this part of me to get strong with myself to help my son. Make it harsh as you need it to be, but make sure tough love. Tough love to yourself is one step closer to making yourself love you more, even though it might be harsh. Absolutely.
That's wonderful.
And Georgianne said, I need to get back to the women's circle. Yeah, this is a different thing, Georgianne, and you will love it.
It's completely different.
Completely different. It's, it's been winter, so we've been out by the fire pit, and, and we do it the night of the full moon. So anyway, Beth is going to tell you the dates, and I'm going to write my phone number.
So I'll just do a quick run through. So Saturday, March the 25th is our Crystal Bowl meditation. And that is an amazing evening. And that starts at, did we change it to 7:30?
We're doing it
at 7.
No, we changed it.
Okay.
No, it was at 6, so we changed it to 7.
Okay.
To 7.
But,
it was because of daylight savings time.
Mm-hmm. And then on Friday, March the 31st is our drum circle. and that starts at 7. But from 6 to 7, we have a beginner's workshop.
Yes, and that's free, and Robin teaches, how to hit the drum and things like that. I do want to say, if you're coming to one of the outdoor events, the drum circle, the women's circle, please bring a chair with you, a camping chair, folding chair, something to sit on. I do have some extras, but
not enough for everybody.
Right, sometimes not enough for everybody. So, and with the drumming, I do have extra drums. I have percussion instruments. You listen, bring a pot and a wooden spoon. It doesn't really matter.
Absolutely,
anything you want.
I might do that next time.
That'd be fun, right?
That would be fun.
So, listen, Anna is superb. She dances.
It's amazing.
It's so much fun.
I'm kind of like a rock star.
Yes,
And
not kind of. You're the dance star.
She's the dance star.
I cannot dance to save my life.
But
that's the
so
thing.
beautiful watching her. Let me tell you what.
No, it's beautiful, and she can dance. Don't even let her sing.
So you think you can dance? It's not where I'm headed.
No, she's so good. She's so good. And let me tell you another thing. Yeah, she is. She lets loose. Another thing we do at the drum circle is called the drum wash. And we use the vibrations of the drum to help heal you. So we do it one person at a time. It's really beautiful.
Super cool.
It's a totally different feeling and a different method of doing sound healing and vibration healing. So, yeah. So,
okay. Well, you still got 2 more.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Okay,
so on Sunday, April the 2nd, we are going to have Mama here for her world famous reading.
I need to do
Yes.
this.
From
my God,
12 to
so
7.
good.
She does 4 different types of readings. She does the traditional tarot. She does past lives readings. And I've had both of those, and she's amazing. And then she also does a bones reading.
I've had that.
And
So
it's supposed to be
good.
like
It's so
what's
good.
inside your bones,
Right.
the things you need to work on.
So good.
And then she also does a crystal bowl reading.
Ball. I do the crystal balls.
She does the crystal balls. I help.
Mama does she does them too. Mama does the crystal balls. And I had 2 people do that this past month, and they loved it. So you have to book that in advance, the crystal balls in advance. Both of them sell out very, very quickly. So if you're interested, I posted my number. You can call me, text me, or you can go to the website or the Facebook page, and there are links to sign up.
And last but not least, we have I believe it's a Friday actually. Friday, April the 7th.
Yes.
At 7 o'clock, from 7 to 8:30. We have the Women's Full Moon Fire Circle.
Yes.
It's an amazing evening.
Of bonding and just love.
Just
and
all kinds
support.
of cool stuff.
Yeah.
And we usually have some kind of activity that we do together as a group, which is really cool. And then I also wanted to remind you to tune in every Wednesday night at 7:30 right here. Same.
Yes.
What is it? Bat Station, Bat Channel?
Bat Time, Bat Station. But it wasn't last.
For 2 crazy
That
chicks
wasn't
chatting.
the last thing, though. We do have something else that's really exciting. We are doing the Rainbow Springs Art Festival on Saturday, providing that they don't cancel it for rain. But if they do, I think they're going to have it on Sunday. So just check in with me and see. We're going to I'm going to be playing the crystal bowls there all through the day, but there is one time I'm doing it specifically for them. And we're going to have all our crystals and our sage and incense and jewelry and all kinds of things. So if you need anything, I will check my messages. I love you. Susan has also been an inspiration to me. So glad to have done my first ever. She was I love you, Georgia. And that was a great time. So great. And that was what a gift your husband gave you. Her husband gave her that retreat. It was really great, and I'm so grateful that you are in my life and that I've met you, Georgianne, because you are the real deal. She's really the person. But there's nothing fake about Georgianne. So, and then we're also doing the Boomtown Festival on April 15th.
And that's from 9 to 5.
That is so much fun here in Dunellen. Both are in Dunellen. And they do reenactments of like the Old West stuff.
I would love
with
that.
The gun, boom, boom, and boom, boom. Oh, listen to me, I'm like 2
Well, it's
years
better
old.
than the other bombs you were dropping earlier.
Yeah,
that is true. That is true. But so anyway, so those things are happening as well, and we are always adding things in. And I'm working on a workshop with somebody about, what's the Japanese thing called again?
Kintsugi.
Kintsugi,
kintsugi.
the Japanese art of kintsugi, which is you take something that is broken and you repair it and make it beautiful, or you can even just work on something to make it beautiful. So I'm working with somebody, and we're going to soon be bringing that workshop here, so you can bring something broken and watch how something broken,
Can becoming beautiful again.
right, like the like the volcano. Right. We can make it even more beautiful than it was before. We don't want to go back to what it was, because it's never as good as what it is.
Because in the art of kintsugi, don't they take they'll take a broken dish and
Yes.
they'll repair it with gold
Yes.
to make it more beautiful.
Yes.
And it makes it more precious
Yes.
to that person because it's repaired.
Yes. So we're going to not only use gold, we're going to be using yes, I will. You know what? I will take a picture of this, the flyer, and I'll send it to you, Georgianne, so you'll have all the dates. And so anyway, so I think that's everything.
Yeah, I think that's that is everything. And
housekeeping stuff.
oh,
Let me just also remind you, we do have a YouTube channel, and all of these are not only on Facebook forever, but they are on the YouTube channel as well. So if you need a link to send to somebody to watch one of these shows, you can contact me. I'll send you a link either to YouTube or here, whichever you prefer. And again, go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No,
as
that's
I
fine.
often do.
That's fine.
I'm an interrupter.
One of the beautiful things is that we share through experience, and training, but experience and training, and through connection, which is amazing. And Georgianne says, before we go, I need to share something funny with you,
Please
ladies.
do.
Go for it. The floor is all
Yours.
yours.
Invite her on somehow. I think there is a way.
We're looking for a way to invite you on right now.
Oh, look, there's a profanity filter. Maybe we need to turn it
Yeah,
on.
it is on. It is on.
It's a joke.
For them, not for me.
Oh.
Because it's all the comment mode is default, and that's what they do. So I have to approve it if you curse, which I do. But anyway, can we? I don't know. But while we're trying to figure, there is a way to do it, but I don't know how. Hey, Kelly!
Good to see you, hon.
Yeah, it's really good to see you. I miss you. You got to get over here.
I know, I miss you too.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure this out somehow, and we will, figure out how to invite you onto, or if anybody wants to, come on. But anyway, so tell us, Georgianne, what I do here. So, I don't know what I did here. I can't see the comments.
Right there. I think you can
Oh,
do that.
that?
And I'll go back.
No.
Comments and chats. There you go.
There we
go.
Oh, I clicked it. There
Oh,
we
here
go.
she goes. It's
Okay.
up there.
One day I was pampering myself. I was shaving my private, and Violet walked in and saw me. She said, "Nanny, why are you cutting your I love it! Oh, that's so sweet. Why did you tell her? Why did you tell her? What was your reason for cutting your fur? That's so great. Love that.
That is the
funny.
best.
So funny. Yes.
Oh,
thank you for sharing that. That's great.
That
That's
just made
so
my
good.
day.
Yes.
That just made my day.
Out of the mouths of babes.
You know it. You know it.
So true. So true.
So true.
Yes. Yes.
And Violet is just that kind of. I can just
Yes.
picture her saying
bet
that,
you were
and like kind of
hysterical,
really
right?
being like really wanting to know like what's going on.
Yes.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
cute.
So funny.
That's so cute. So I think we should just, man, I got to tell you, I really do believe that we are, all of us together, creating
Yes.
content. I'll use that word, although I don't really like to use that word, to help others.
Yes.
Yes.
I really believe that. I really believe that somewhere in this whole internet, Facebook world, Someone is going to hear this tonight other than us.
Yes.
Because we came together tonight, someone is going to be comforted.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I also want to say we are also creating an energetic shift in the universe. I feel it throughout my whole body right now. There's so much energy going through me that it's unbelievable. We love you too. We love you too, Jamie. So remember that this energy that we co-create together, like Anna said, is helping to heal the world.
It is.
So let's just take a moment and put our hands out and send that beautiful, loving, healing energy that we have co-created and have shifted the universe with out to all those who are in need, all those who are hurting, who are alone, all those who have loved ones that are sick and they can't help. Putting our loving arms around all of the less fortunate people, sending them the feeling in this moment that they are loved and not alone, that there is a solution. And now taking that energy and bring your hands to your heart and giving that love and support to yourself. As we heal mind, body, and spirit from the inside out. And so it is. Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us. Hi, Audra. That's okay. Looks like you're wrapping it up. We are got the end of the prayer. We love you, and
I hope to see you at the women's circle.
and the drum circle.
Drum
Drum
circle.
circle. Yes. We love Audra. So yes, please come. We love when you're here with us. So we love you all. We love you all, and we are so grateful for you all.
Peace.
And thank you again for giving us this opportunity to
Create some good vibes together, man.
Yeah, to
Good stuff.
have an effect on helping people heal. Love you all. Have a good night.
Good night.